Welcome back to Cocktails with Kurt. This is episode 27, where our featured cocktail is the O Tannenbaum. Merry Christmas, Kurt.
Merry Christmas, or at least Christmas Eve.
That counts.
Yeah.
So I guess we should cop straight off to the fact that this drink isn't actually called the O Tannenbaum.
At least not when we found it.
Right.
When we found it, it was called the Chartreuse and Lime cocktail.
But how festive does that sound?
No.
It does not. And so we renamed it the O Tannenbaum when we served it at a Har family Christmas party. I have no idea how many years ago. Do you?
Several.
Several. Okay.
Several.
Anyway, all right. So we picked a chartreuse drink.
That's easy for you to say.
Well, you know, and we haven't even started drinking it. Well, I haven't even started drinking it yet. Someone else may have dipped into the eggnog, but
I'll head to test it.
that's a story for another time. But we picked chartreuse for our Christmas cocktail because it is reminiscent of Christmas trees and pine, which, you know, really doesn't sound all that appetizing.
No.
So let's talk a little bit about chartreuse.
Okay. So this is chartreuse, specifically green chartreuse. It is made in a single monastery or associated with a single monastery in France. There's actually a very detailed article in the New York Times recently about it, which is pretty cool to read. But we don't know exactly what's in it other than lots and lots of botanicals, because apparently there are, I think the article said, 2 monks who know the full recipe.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a really safe business decision, really.
No, it doesn't. But it seemed to have worked. The drink has been around in one form or another for, I think it was like 500 years. No, the earliest iterations were back that old, but in its current concoction, I think it was from like the 1750s.
Well, they said that the monks, the original formulation was more medicinal.
Yep, much higher alcohol, and I think that's actually still available. I've never seen it in the liquor stores, but my understanding is it's still available. It's like 130 proof or 140 proof. So significantly, this is still 110 proof, I think. Yeah, this is 110 proof. So the original formulation may be even higher, 175 proof.
Well, and the alcohol content is one of the differences between green and yellow chartreuse, isn't it?
Yes, yellow chartreuse, I have a little bottle, is lower alcohol. So this one's 55% alcohol. This one is only 40%, so 110 proof, 80 proof. A little bit sweeter. Botanicals are a little bit different. They're similar. My earliest recollection of this stuff dated back to when my grandmother and stepfather would have some in little cordial glasses after dinner sometimes. Yeah, so I was 8. And of course, being 8, I wanted to try some eventually, or try some, and I did. My 8-year-old, not so developed palate said, this one tastes like pine needles. This one tastes like dried out pine needles.
Delicious.
My palate has evolved a little bit since then.
Although these drinks still are reminiscent of pine needles.
Yes, they are. There's a very piney quality to them, but there's a whole lot more going on.
Okay, well, let's get the show on the road. We've been yapping a lot, and there's no cocktail preparation.
There's no cocktail preparation
going
yet.
on, so
Okay, so this one is Chartreuse and Lime cocktail, O Tannenbaum. So chartreuse, light rum. We're actually going to do 2 different varieties just for the fun of it. So our normal Plantation 3-star and El Dorado 3-year-old. Lime juice, that's a good thing considering that's in the name. 1-to-1 simple syrup, and a little bit of club soda just to give it a little bit of a fizz.
This is where the camera is.
Yeah,
right
a
here.
little bit
Okay.
of club soda,
Yeah,
just for
all right.
fizz. All right, so let's get this on the road. The original recipe, when we found it, as I recall, made several of these. So when I scaled it back, it ended up being weird proportions for what we normally do. Normally everything's in ounces, half ounces, quarter ounces. But we ended up being in thirds. So instead of using ounces, I'm going to use milliliters today just because it's a little bit cleaner. But 30 milliliters is basically an ounce. So, all right. So we're going to do 30 milliliters, 1 ounce of light rum. So the one on the left is getting the Plantation.
One on your left.
The one on my left is getting the Plantation. The one on your left is getting the El Dorado.
What do we know about El Dorado rum?
El Dorado rum is it's a Demerara, so it's got a slightly different flavor profile than something like Trinidad or Barbados rums, Jamaican rums, all of those.
Where does El Dorado come from?
It's from Guyana? Yes, Guyana. Around near the El Dorado, or not the El Dorado, Demerara River.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 20 milliliters for about 2/3 of an ounce of green chartreuse. And obviously these are going to be shaken drinks, considering I'm putting them in the shakers.
That's a good hint.
Yes. And then 20 milliliters of lime, 2/3 of an ounce of lime.
Well, I don't remember what this particular variation of El Dorado rum tastes like, but I know I like, what is it, the 12-year-old?
The 12-year-old. It's the 12-year-old aged rum. Very nice.
Yeah, recently found a recipe for a aged rum daiquiri.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been using that, and it's delish.
Yeah. And then 20 milliliters, 2/3 of an ounce of simple syrup. We're going to shake them.
Almost sounds like sleigh bells.
Almost sounds like sleigh bells. We go into rocks glasses with ice.
That doesn't seem very festive. Too bad it doesn't retain a little bit of its green color.
The really green,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
So is there supposed to be a garnish for this drink?
There is no garnish, but there is going to be some club soda that gets put on top. Give it a little bit of fizz.
Should have got a little sprig of pine needles.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, there is. Maraschino cherry.
Oh. All right. Well, that looks a little Christmassy.
That'll be a
Just
little
bit
more
of red
festive.
there.
So 30 milliliters, 1 ounce of club soda to top it. And then a maraschino cherry. As always, we use the Luxardos.
Yeah, the Luxardos are definitely higher end, but they don't have that bright red Rudolph's nose
No.
quality that would have been really appropriate for
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
the season.
this is the Plantation.
Thank you.
This is the El Dorado. Quick taste.
Cheers.
Whoa,
What? What?
quick stir. I
Oh.
forgot about a quick stir. All right, try that again. Cheers.
Cheers.
Good.
Good drink. I don't really taste a discernible difference there.
No, I don't taste a big difference. So there you go. It's one of the reasons we do the side-by-sides.
Yeah, and so I guess the takeaway from that is that given the how pronounced the chartreuse flavor is, probably any sort of light rum will work with this.
Yeah, you don't need to get fancy with it. They're all gonna provide a more or less a clean background to it. But yeah, with 2/3 of an ounce of chartreuse in there, that's a pretty pronounced flavor, and it's really clear that having the extra ounce of club soda in there just to thin it out a little bit is a good idea.
And the little effervescence helps too.
Yep.
All right,
So-
well with that, cheers, Merry
Cheers.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. See you
and
next
see
time.
you next time.